evening and happy Friday to you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on UpNorthLive Unscripted at 6:30. We are ending the work week with some nice weather. It's certainly warm out there across much of northern Michigan. A little more cloudy out there, though, than the past couple of days. And Ethan, you've been talking all night about the chance for some rain for some of us. When could that come?
Yeah, so we have some showers and storms already starting to move in toward Marquette and the UP. That'll be coming close by to Luce, Chippewa, and Mackinac counties, probably in the next 2 or 3 hours or so. And that will continue through about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning before moving out of the region. A stray shower and storm can't be ruled out in the lower peninsula as we head into Saturday mid to late morning. But by the afternoon, we'll start to see some clearing on the way. And then it's going to get kind of chilly as we head into next week. In fact, getting close to record cold high temperatures for a few days next week, and could see some lows drop down in the 40s and perhaps maybe even a spot getting into the upper 30s as we head toward the beginning of next week. So getting a little chilly. We do see a bit of a warm up though as we head toward the start of school and also Labor Day weekend. We'll talk about those details in your full forecast. All
right. Thank you so much, Ethan. Let's start off with our top story tonight. The Traverse City Walmart stabbing suspect was in court today facing a mental competency hearing. Bradford Gilley's history of mental health concerns stretches back almost 30 years, according to his family. Today in court, testimony about his current condition and where the case should head next. Mark Chalette reports.
Current psychiatric diagnosis is schizophrenia.
Brad Gilley, the man facing a handful of charges related to the July 26 Walmart attack, sat motionless throughout this morning's competency hearing in 86th District Court. No visible emotion, no words spoken from him. The only witness to actually address the court, a psychiatrist who evaluated Gilley back on August 11th at the Center for Forensic Psychiatry, where Gilley remains.
He was cooperative and polite with me throughout the evaluation, although appeared in quite a bit of distress regarding the beliefs that he held at that time.
A 2-hour face-to-face evaluation and a review of Gilley's mental health history.
Records from Havenwick Hospital, from North Country Community Mental Health Services, from McLaren Hospital in Petoskey, from Kalamazoo Psychiatric Hospital, from the Emmett County Jail, from the Grand Traverse County Jail, and then from the Forensic Center.
The events of July 26th, an apparent boiling over point for Bradford Gilley, but just one day in what may have been a very long mental health struggle.
There is a backstory to this, and it's put our family through hell.
Shane Gilley shared with us 28 years worth of his brother's episodes, concerns, and run-ins with law enforcement.
You can't throw any more flags. You can't wave any more signals. You can't make any more smoke signals. Like, there's been fire here for so long.
He says over that time, they've done all they could to try to get help for Bradford.
There's nothing available, and there has been nothing available. There's only temporary spots for him, and he would get into a temporary spot, get medicated for a little bit, and start doing really good, showed good signs to the doctors, and they said, well, we have no reason to hold him. He's doing good.
But now the legal system does have a reason to hold him.
His beliefs and understanding seem to include odd delusional beliefs about the nature of the case against him, what he thought were realistic outcomes, and how he should proceed in his case.
To be deemed competent to stand trial, Gilley has to meet 2 legal thresholds.
Competency is kind of a twofold. Would that be fair? You have to understand the proceedings as well as rationally assist in your defense.
And according to the doctor, at this time, he doesn't meet the second criteria.
Obviously, his delusional beliefs that stem from his mental health issues at this point prohibit him from assisting in his defense.
With an emphasis on at this point.
Yes, it's my opinion that he could be restored to competency within the time frame authorized by statute.
But for now, the legal case is essentially put on hold.
If the defendant is found to be incompetent, then the court shall refer him for further treatment and until he can regain competence, if that's possible.
That was Mark Chalette reporting. So Bradford Gilley will continue to receive treatment for now with reevaluations for possible improvements. If he does improve, the legal case against him could move forward. The defense also called for an independent evaluation of Gilley. While physical and emotional recovery continues, all of the 11 victims in the Walmart incident have been released from the hospital.
I thank you as the chief law enforcement officer in this county for you stepping up and doing the right thing here. Again, she is not living today without you guys stepping up and doing what you did.
Well, today, Emmett County Sheriff Matt Learstein and prosecutor Mike Skidema presented Charlie and Cody Parks with a plaque of appreciation for their unbelievable bravery and heroism. According to the sheriff, earlier this month, Charlie and Cody Parks stopped a man, John Zarling, from killing a woman. Investigators say the woman confronted Zarling about abusing a dog, and then he attacked her. That's when the sheriff says Charlie and Cody stepped in.
Thank you all so much for this recognition. I honestly just did what I felt anyone would do in that moment. I'm grateful that Charlie and I were in the right place at the right time. And most importantly, that our neighbor is safe and alive today.
Just try to watch for the call for help and try to help where you can and how you can. No matter if it's something small, it doesn't have to be a big thing.
And we are told the woman is still recovering from her injuries. Well, switching gears here, Traverse City Tourism is hosting the first ever Traverse City wine and food event. It is currently going on right now. And to talk more about that, let's bring in our guest tonight, Whitney Wara. She is the Traverse City Tourism Chief Operating Officer. Hey, Whitney, thanks so much for coming on Unscripted tonight.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So I want to talk about all the events that are happening. I know there are more than 70 events happening with this big event, the Traverse City Food and Wine. But let's start off with some background information on how does Traverse City Tourism go about creating such a big event like this? So when did the idea to host this food and wine event, when was that created? And then how do you go from there to actually make that idea turn into a reality?
Yeah, it's not as long as you might think. We didn't have quite as much of a runway this year. We came at it towards the end of 24. We were starting to talk about it with a lot of our local business partners, trying to gauge interest and figure out, did we really have enough of the partners that we thought would be needed to be able to pull this off? And they came back and told us, yep, we're in. We want to do this. We're really excited. And so planning in earnest really began probably in about February, and we brought in a couple of event partners to help us out. And, we've been working very hard at it ever since, just to be able to bring all of this to fruition.
So once you found out that there was interest from local businesses to participate in this event, how did you decide on when to hold it? What made you want to pick this time in late August to host this event?
Yeah, there's a couple of factors. Obviously, we really want to feature a lot of our local produce and do it at a time of year that is beautiful, yet maybe a little bit less busy. We knew that there was a loss with the Traverse City Film Fest not taking place in August anymore. So we did look at August as a potential month to be able to do these events. And we wanted to have it be at a time, again, when we knew there was a little bit of a drop in visitorship and maybe a little bit more flexibility in town to be able to host a few more people and have this very high caliber event.
There's a lot of different events in this one high caliber event. Like I mentioned, over 60 different things happening from Wednesday to, I believe, Sunday. What are some of those different events?
Yeah, we've called it 5 days of flavor. So we've had everything from lots of farm tours, things that were lunches in the vines, and beautiful, farm tours culminating in a lunch or a dinner even. We've got these wonderful 5-course tasting dinners happening at places like Black Star Farms and the Grand Traverse Resort and Spa tonight with Tyler Florence. We've had wonderful boat rides and opportunities there. There's still a few of those available on the Wind Dancer and the Naughty Cat, and Discovery Cruises partnered with us as well as the Manitou. And then there have also been lots of great cooking demonstrations. We'll have a lot of those taking place tomorrow in the open space at the Grand Tasting, which is sort of our pinnacle event of this activity, where we're bringing everyone together in one place. But a little bit of everything, very small events and a lot of bigger ones too.
So then how many different businesses across the region are participating in this?
That's a great question. Gosh, I don't have an exact number, but we have dozens and dozens of partners. So we probably have about 40, 45 different partners taking part in the open space event tomorrow. maybe even a few more than that now that I think of it off the top of my head. We're unscripted, right?
Yeah.
And then we have the folks like the National Writers Series. They're hosting 2 big events at the City Opera House. One is tonight with Anthony Borowski.
I love him.
Yeah, he's great. He's was on Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. He's also got his own culinary show now, No Taste Like Home, on the Nat Geo channel. And that's a really fun culinary and travel show that comes together in different locations throughout the world, taking different actors out into their places of origin. So basically, like, where are their family roots? And they're going and diving deep into the foods that their family ancestry might reveal for them. Tomorrow night, we have another National Writers Series event also it's called Dishing It Out, and it's with several chefs that have been on big Food Network shows like Top Chef, where they've done these kind of competition shows, plus a producer from those shows, talking a little bit about what goes on behind the scenes. So lots of different partners and, wonderful collaborations happening throughout the events.
So while there is a focus on local restaurants and wineries, it sounds like you're also attracting some pretty big names to the area for the event.
Absolutely. Well, like I mentioned, we've had Tyler Florence here. He's got a dinner going on starting in just a couple of minutes. He's out at the resort, but we've also got chefs like Mei Lin, who won season 12 of Top Chef, who is also a Michigander and very proud of her roots here in Michigan and very excited to be coming back. She's hosting our grand finale dinner on Sunday night. She's also participating in that Dishing It Out National Writers Series event tomorrow night, and she'll be at the grand tasting doing a demonstration tomorrow. Plus, lots of great chefs from throughout Michigan and the Midwest. We've got Omar Anani from Saffron de Trois, Jihye Kim, who runs Miss Kim's in Ann Arbor, real well known, and she just expanded to have a new vegetarian offering there as well. And folks like Abra Behrens, who used to farm up here actually in the Leelanau and is now down at Grainer Farms. And she's written 3 beautiful cookbooks and is just such a great combination of that love of farming, but with the food and how to present these beautiful dishes. And so we've just had a great array of people that are involved and sharing their talents.
Yeah, sounds like an awesome lineup. And of course, there is a lot of work that goes into planning any sort of event like this. And I'm sure when it comes to the first ever wine or food and wine event, you kind of go into it with hoping that you got all of the T's crossed and I's dotted. How have things been going so far? We are now on the 3rd day. How's it going?
Hey, we're still surviving. We're hanging in there. No, we're doing great. I think that most of the events have gone swimmingly. I've heard only really positive feedback from guests. Of course, I can't be at everything all over town, but we are really keeping a close pulse. Our team has been on site in probably at least 30% of the events, and I've heard back from many of the hosts, and they're letting me know that things are going great. So I'm really hopeful that we continue to have this success throughout the weekend, and that everybody is leaving feeling really joyful and like they've been able to make some new connections and learn some new things and try something, maybe taste something new.
Sounds like there is something for everyone with this event. Whitney, thank you so much for coming on Unscripted tonight and sharing a little more about the Traverse City Food and Wine event that, again, is still going on throughout the weekend. We have more information over on our website, UpNorthLive.com, with a link to all of the different events that are still happening this weekend and a link to purchase tickets as well. Well, speaking of our website, that's also where you can find our question of the day, but we also have a convenient QR code right here that you can scan that will take you to our question of the day on our website. And that is, how would you grade Northern Michigan's food and wine scene? Scan the QR code on your screen right now to vote. It looks like as of right now, it's a close tie between A and B. Love to see it. A lot of people are pretty happy with Northern Michigan's food and wine scene. We'll take a look at those results and also leave a comment, and I'll read some of your comments toward the end of the show. But right now, we are going to take a quick commercial break, but coming up in just a couple of minutes, meteorologist Ethan Foreman will have much more on your weekend forecast. Stay with us.
I'm Jada Johnson from Big Boys TV, and the Fish and Game Report is sponsored by Johnson's Propane.
We finally made it to Friday, and if you have any weekend outdoor plans, it sounds like it should be a pretty nice weekend. Ethan, you mentioned a little bit of rain tonight in the overnight hours, but the rest of the weekend looking pretty dry?
Mostly. We do have some more lake effect rain showers possible on Sunday. That's because it's going to be so cool that the warm waters and the cool lake, or the cool air temperatures, I should say, is going to make for those lake effect rain showers on Sunday. So certainly not the best conditions if you want one more taste of summer before kids head back to school or whatnot. Looks a little chilly this weekend, especially on Sunday. But right now we're seeing some cloudier conditions on the Mackinac Bridge at 72 degrees with a southwest wind at 11 miles per hour. And here's some drone video earlier today from the Cedar Polka Fest in Leelanau County. A beautiful day, other than just some clouds out there and pretty seasonal temperatures out there. We will be seeing a few rain chances for the Cedar Polka Fest this weekend and a few showers trying to move close to Leelanau County right now. So be aware of that if you are headed out there this evening. Up into the UP, though, that's where we see some showers and storms. The good news is the majority of it right now is over Lake Superior, but we are continuing to watch that carefully this evening, where there is a marginal risk of severe weather with some quarter-size hail or 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts possible. We'll time this out for you. At 8 p.m., you can see a few showers and storms may drift into Luce and Mackinac and Chippewa counties, so be aware of that as we head into this evening. And by midnight or so, that first line is out of here, but we could see a little bit of redevelopment between about 1 and 3 o'clock in the morning. But again, severe weather not anticipated for most as we headed to this overnight hour and the overnight hours into Saturday morning. A few showers and storms may linger in the lower peninsula early Saturday, but that will quickly move out as we see some clearing skies for the afternoon. So if you want to do any yard work or anything like that on Saturday, the afternoon looking better. Sunday, we see more of those lake effect rain showers that I was talking about. And so going to be a very cool day on Sunday, with most of us seeing highs only in the 60s. And that could linger into Monday as well. In fact, Monday could be one of the coolest days we've seen on an August day in nearly 10 years. And we do see some showers overnight tonight into the UP that could bring an additional 1 to 2 inches of rainfall. Those of us in the lower peninsula should stay mostly under half an inch through Monday or Tuesday. Temperatures right now are hovering in the 70s and 80s, so fairly seasonal out there, and we'll see those cool conditions last into the Sunday as we see highs in the 60s to low 70s. And up to the north tonight, low to mid 60s for overnight lows. As we head further to the south, same story. Some showers and storms are possible. A little bit warmer as we head to the west, and then low 60s closer to US 127. As we head into tomorrow, some upper 60s to low 70s. Further to the south, some slightly warmer conditions near 80, and we'll see temperatures a little bit cooler to the west. And to the south, some low 80s as that cold front moves through later in Clare and Mount Pleasant. Some showers may continue through Monday, and then we'll clear out later next week. A few more showers for football next week, Thursday.
All right, Ethan, thank you so much for that weather update. Let's take another quick pause, but straight ahead, we will check in with Sports Director Harrison Beebe. Don't go anywhere just yet. You're watching Up North Live Unscripted at 6:30. Believe it or not, this is the last week for a while without high school football. The season kicks off next week, and our sports director, Harrison Beebe, has been previewing different teams across northern Michigan. He joins us live now from the Content Center. Harrison, who are we talking about tonight?
Well, yeah, Maya, real quick, between next week and Thanksgiving week, you're going to have some form of high school football somewhere in the state going on every end of the week. So it should be very intriguing to see how the dominoes fall. And today we're profiling a team that went the farthest of all our Northern Michigan schools a year ago. Pickford made it to the 8-player state semifinals, the Division I state finals up in Marquette at the Superior Dome, and the Panthers lost by 2 points in that championship game. So a tough one to swallow, but no doubt that's motivating that group to get back and play even harder this year. Josh Rader, we had comments from him at their training camp up in the UP earlier this week. Here's what he had to say about getting past last year's disappointing loss and giving it all this year.
You got to finish strong, and we had a great team last year. They did an excellent job. They made the whole town proud. We got to, you reload for the next year. We got some guys coming in that got great experience last year, and we'll build upon that experience. Our JV was very successful last year. They've been successful for the last couple of years. And so we have those guys coming up into the program that have been developing and getting better. We return a good number of guys even from last year's team. And they have a lot of experience of being on the field. And so we're going to draw on that. Obviously, we're hungry. You come so close and then you fall a little short, and you want to build upon that and just get better. There's always the what ifs that you always deal with as a coach. But you just learn from it. That's what you got to do. So you study the film, you learn from it, you get better. And then hopefully the guys are studying film as well and they're getting better. And that just creates a desire and a drive in them. And that's what we'll feed on.
Yeah, Maya, Pickford knows what to do. An 8-player. They've been to 3 state finals in the 10 years they've been in the 8-player division and came out victorious in the 2019 state finals. So it's a championship caliber program right there.
And they start their season next Thursday?
Mm-hmm.
All right, Harrison, thank you so much for that. Let's take a quick break, but we'll check in with the live results for our question of the day straight ahead.
Salon services are furnished by Epiphany Advanced Academy in East Acme.
Traverse City's first ever food and wine event is underway right now, so that prompted our question of the day. How would you grade Northern Michigan's food and wine scene? Split between A and B, 29% voting A, 29% B. Over on Facebook, Matt says, I love it. Amazing place to be. Join the conversation over on our Facebook page because we are all out of time here on Unscripted. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you back here at 11 o'clock tonight.